Hello, my name is Pastor Glenn Bone, Regional Director for Purpose Driven Ministries. I want to thank you so much for taking the time today to just spend a few minutes to understand the importance for the need of a strategy. First of all, we need to understand what is our why. As a church, we think about what is our why. Why? Let me tell you why that's so important. Is because people don't buy our what we do, they buy why we do it. And what I love about the fact is that a strategy allows us as a church to take our mission and our vision and to allow our why to show to the people in which we serve. Remember, people don't buy your what, they buy your why. And to just preface that today, I'd like to use a great book that I read, written by Simon Sinek called Start With Why. And in his Start With Why, he talks about this golden circle. This golden circle, which is made up of three parts. He talks about the why, the how, and the what. The why is the purpose, the how is the process, and the what is the result. The problem is, as churches, we spend so much time showing people what we can do and not enough time showing people why we do it. And so that is key. Pastor Rick says all the time that we are ministering to the most hurt generation in history. And when you think about that, you think about another great book written called The Great Good Third Place. The Great Good Third Place talks about the fact that people spend and their lives revolve around three places. That first place is the home. And they always say that the home is the place of peace, the place of relaxation, that place for regeneration. But we also talk about the job, and the job is not that place of fellowship. It's a place where we go to work. It's that place that we go to earn a living, and a place where we're productive in one gift or one skill that we have. But up until the 60s and the 70s, that great third place, or that third place where people went to fellowship and to have places, very funny, turned out to be a great sitcom that we all know. You know, that place where everybody knows your name. That's right. It's a place called Cheers. And Cheers was a sitcom created based on that third great place, which used to be called the pub, or the community lounge, where people would go for fellowship and relaxation. Well, now that great third place is missing in America. Most people's lives revolve around two places: their job and their home. There is no third place, and people are in search of that third place where they can go and get fellowship, friendship, and that place that they can go. And I believe that the church is a place that can become that great third place in people's lives. But you got to remember, as an ex-military guy, I learned from a general this one statement that I live still in my life today: you cannot expect anything out of life that you cannot inspect. And so again, a strategy is so important in what we do. You know, one organization that I always like to talk about that has a strategy to become that great third place, we're all familiar with. We're all familiar with the company Starbucks. And for many of us, we don't understand, but Starbucks' job and their mission is not to become the top purveyor of coffee in the world, even though it seems like they're interested in that, because it seems like in every community there are 2 to 3 Starbucks, and Starbucks ends up being that place where people hang out. Think about your local Starbucks: free Wi-Fi, couches, a place where people come together. And when you read their mission statement, I'm going to read it to you. It says, to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. Let me read that again. To inspire the human spirit, one person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. And so when you think about that, Starbucks has the goal of becoming that great third place in every community. And I believe the local church is that place. I believe that local church is the place where people can go, and in that place they can find fellowship. Now, in that, you're going to see a graph that we show to people about creating culture. And culture is created based on 4 basic blocks. That first one is called internalized norms. That's when a person sees an action or sees a thought or sees a way, and they consider that to be normal. Even though if it for the rest of the world is abnormal, to them it's normal. And so when I create an internalized norm, the next thing I do is I create behavior that backs up that internalized norm that I have. That behavior then creates my attitude, and that attitude is created based on the knowledge that I receive. That's how culture is created. And with a strategy, we can take God's word to make and change what's called these internalized norms by, first of all, giving people the knowledge that they need to change, then which changes their attitude, then it changes their behavior, and then guess what? Internalized norms are changed. Jesus changes us from the inside out. Now, the process to that and the strategies to that is to build a team of people, a healthy team, or which creates a healthy church. And so in that, we talk about, and in the strategy, we talk about these 5 concentric circles and these diamonds, the baseball diamond. So it's the diamond and the circles that we're going to be talking about and what we talk about in the program. The key is there's a need for strategy. We need a strategy. Why? Because first of all, a strategy is a document of faith. That when I create a strategy, I'm putting faith behind what I'm doing. Second of all, a successful strategy provides structure. And when you get structure, you'll learn through the purpose-driven system that when people have a structure, people communicate. People morale is high. Concentration is there. You'll also get people to want to cooperate when you have a structure in place. Also, developing a structure or a strategy forces people to think on paper. It makes me have to sit down. It makes me have to sit down and write out. So many of us, we have great plans, but those plans are still in our head. You got to remember the Bible says, write the vision and make it plain so that anybody can pick up it and run with it. Number 4, a strategy provides focus. That when I have a strategy in place, I am now focused. You got to understand that when a strategy is put in place in any church or any organization, we become a laser beam type focus. And a laser beam, we know a laser beam is focused light. And when light is focused on one particular spot, you can cut out cancer. You can cut out any harmful cell when it comes with focus. But diffuse light means that we're scattered in our thinking and scattered in our thoughts. So a strategy is needed. A strategy is good for your team. That when you have a strategy, your team comes together. People know what they're doing. Everybody knows their lane of activity, and there's not people crashing into each other because there's a strategy in place. And more importantly, what a strategy does, it saves you time. And so we need to understand that a strategy makes it even easier for us to ask for help. People are looking for structure. So many of us are coming from dysfunctional families, dysfunctional structure, and so many people love the fact that when they can walk into an organization and see that this organization has a strategy, has a structure for how it does things, it's easy for you to show your why to people. And a lack of a strategy will limit your church's growth. And so we want to share with you this 8-month essentials process, this training process to help you implement purpose-driven into your church. And so this process will help you to develop an individual strategy for your particular church. So over an 8-month period of time, you'll learn that the mission, the vision, and the core values of your church will be paired up with a strategy to help you implement this system so that once this system is implemented, your why shines way more than your what. And you'll begin to see the impactfulness that you're looking for throughout your community, and your church will not just become an organization in the community, but it will become an organization that will become an organism in the community. That means that when you create that atmosphere, an organism grows. If the right environment is there for any type of organism, whether it's a bad organism or a good organism, if those right structures are in place, or that environment or the variables are right, those organisms grow. So I want to just thank you so much, and I hope that you'll take a look at the 8-month process. I remember 14 years ago when I planted a church in the inner city of Chicago, a community that is riddled still today with gangs and drugs. We have shootings that take place in Chicago between 60 to 80 a weekend, in which 14 to 15 people are killed. To know that I was able to come into a community to bring a structured system to become impactful in the change that we needed for the community, I thank God that I had an opportunity to learn what the PD structure was all about. and how it helped us and still helps us with that church today in Chicago. And so I am just so happy that you took the time today to just listen to this video. And I hope that you will see that the key to what we're talking about today is not changing your culture, not changing the way that you do things. All I'm saying is put some strategy to what you're doing. And when you put strategy to what you're doing, your why will shine way more than your what. Remember, people buy why we do it, not what we do it. Thank you so much for listening. God bless you. And I just look forward to talking with you, hoping to see you a little later. And again, if you want to reach out to me again, my name is Pastor Glenn Bone. I'm one of the regional directors at Purpose Driven for the Southwest. God bless you. Don't forget, let people know what your why is more than what your what is. God bless you. Love you guys. Have a great day.